on Amazon tonight.
I put it in the Slack chat
Oh, okay.
because Sharon never uses my link.
I do. I did.
All right, so let's see, we're live. I don't know why. Okay. Hi, Janie. Okay, are you in the right one? Yeah. Why is it not? Oh, I know why. There we go. Let's see. Hi, Kato. Let's see who's here. Sorry that we changed the time because people were selling. I wasn't, but people were. Sorry. Hi, Barb. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Kato. Hi, Kevin. Hello, Nicole. Binky, hello there. Binky, how come you didn't come up and try not to sell? I was alone up there not selling.
I did a pretty good job.
Did you do a pretty good job of not selling?
I did.
I was sleeping. I feel so bad. And then Sharon called me, but I couldn't hear it because I was on Zoom, so it didn't ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Hi,
And I
Elise K.
texted you and the ding woke you up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody's coming in. So,
Yeah, I think it's,
what?
I think that's kind of a high price.
Oh, okay.
$570.
QE.
E is in Edward, right?
Yeah. So I want to show you this cute little house. It's over here. It's in a little lovely suburb, isn't it? Outside of Philadelphia. Looks like there's nice homes all around. And inside that house lived a 73-year-old man and a 72-year-old wife. Reed Beck and Miriam Beck. And also in that house lived their 49-year-old daughter, Verity Beck. Verity. And one day, she just got up and shot them both to death. And then she started to cut her parents up and put their various body parts into plastic bags and in trash cans on the property.
Oh my God.
So a wellness check Tuesday night by a family member led police with an overpowering smell from the decomposing bodies. They found the man, her father, wrapped in a white sheet and comforter and other parts of Miriam. The district attorney said after starting to cut her parents up, she was putting various parts of their bodies into plastic bags. There were signs of extreme trauma, said the Montgomery County District Attorney Kevin R. Steele at a Wednesday night news conference. A chainsaw was found inside the house. An autopsy found that the couple was each shot once in the head. We hope and pray that happened first, Steele said. Verity Beck was being held in the Montgomery County Correctional Facility without bail. An investigation into the motive is ongoing. It's been a difficult day for everyone, said Steele. A subsequent search of the home uncovered the bodies of the 73-year-old male and the 72-year-old female. The chainsaw was located near one of the bodies, and both individuals were in various stages of dismemberment. Several firearms were recovered from the home as well. Bodies were transported to the Montgomery County Coroner's Office, where it was determined that both individuals were victims of a gunshot wound to the head, and the cause of death was ruled a homicide. Criminal charges and any discussion thereof are merely allegations, and all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. But this is a picture of their daughter. Let's see if we can open that. She looks kind of unassuming if you saw her in the store, right? You wouldn't think she'd be the kind of person that would shoot her parents in the head and try to use a chainsaw to dismember them. But That's what happened. So that's the first. Let's see. And then this woman, she was missing, this Jennifer Brown, she's been found in Pennsylvania in a shallow grave. Put this up here. Missing Pennsylvania mother was found dead on Wednesday in a wooded area behind a warehouse, and it was 2 weeks after she disappeared. Jennifer Brown, 43 years old, reported missing when she failed to meet her son at a Limerick Township bus stop on January 4th. Her car was found at her home with her keys, her wallet, her work cell phone was found inside. Her personal cell phone, however, was missing. Her body was found partially buried in a shallow grave in Royersford, about 8 miles from where she disappeared. Unfortunately, I have to announce that we have found Jennifer Brown, who we have been looking for, and she is dead, Montgomery County District Attorney Kevin R. Steele said. This is the same district attorney that just was on that other case, okay? Police have not announced any suspects or the cause of death. Her friend and business partner, Antonio Blair Watts Richardson, last saw her on January 3rd when he picked up her son for a sleepover. He put the boy on the bus the next day to return to his mother and reported her missing when she didn't pick him up. He also said she didn't call the night before to speak with her son. Oh, that's not good. Okay, let me go back here. Oh, we're back to, I know a bunch of you have asked what was going on with this case of that nurse in the UK. Apparently it's back on now, so let me just grab this. British court has heard how a newborn had to be resuscitated twice while in the care of a neonatal nurse who's on trial for killing 7 babies, and how that child's condition significantly improved once she was moved to a different hospital. Lucy Letby was working at the Countess of Chester Hospital in September of 2015 when the mother was induced amid concerns regarding her blood sugar levels. Despite being born prematurely, doctors said the little girl was fine. The mother testified that soon after giving birth, her daughter appeared pale and made grunting noises. The child was moved to Letby's neonatal unit where she was put on a ventilator. According to the BBC, x-rays determined the baby possibly suffered a lung puncture. The mother testified that a nurse woke her up the following morning to witness her daughter being resuscitated a second time. The baby regained consciousness, but staff allegedly never explained to the parents what caused the medical episode. However, later that day, staff reportedly informed the baby's parents that she was unresponsive again. The couple then witnessed their daughter being resuscitated a third time. The baby was ultimately moved to a different hospital where a brain scan showed she suffered no long-term damage. The mother said her condition improved dramatically while at the other hospital. The baby was eventually taken back to Countess of Chester Hospital and she was discharged the next month. The BBC reported that the court saw Facebook messages sent between Letby and the neonatal unit deputy manager the morning after the baby's first medical episode. The deputy manager reportedly thanked Letby for her hard work, and Letby allegedly responded, "That's really nice to hear, as I gather you are aware of some of the not-so-positive comments that have been made recently regarding my role, which I have found quite upsetting." Hang on a minute. In 2015 and 2016, Letby allegedly killed 7 babies and injured 10 more. She has denied the claims that she injected air into the victims' bloodstreams and gave them insulin. During her trial, the court has heard how Letby killed 2 of 3 triplet boys. In another case, the former nurse allegedly tried to kill a premature baby girl on 3 instances before she was successful. Afterwards, she reportedly sent a sympathy card to the victim's parents. Previous testimony also linked Letby to the slaying of a 1.7-pound baby who reportedly had air forced into his stomach via a nasogastric tube. An expert testified that the boy was thriving at the time of his sudden death. The expert stated that he was potentially at risk of complications after birth and he was receiving routine treatment for pneumonia. However, the expert concluded that pneumonia did not kill the newborn. Pediatric consultant had testified that he stopped Letby from killing a 98-minute-old baby who was also born prematurely. The consultant reportedly caught Letby standing over the incubator as the baby's oxygen levels plummeted. The consultant allegedly found the baby's breathing tube was dislodged and that an alarm had been silenced. Letby reportedly did not help the baby or seek backup. The consultant said he was already uneasy with Letby being alone with the preemie as he started to notice a coincidence between unexplained deaths, serious collapses, and Letby's presence. And the trial is continuing. Let's see here. And there's this woman missing. We'll get to Bryan in a minute. I'm just giving people time to get in here. I'm going through the headlines first. Family members of an Ohio woman missing for nearly 6 years say they believe she was the victim of domestic violence and may have been held against her will in a cabin. Amanda Dean, a 41-year-old mother of 4 sons, disappeared in 2017, which, according to in Huron County, deputies initially opened a missing persons investigation but shut it down a day later when they were told by a domestic violence advocacy agency that she was safe but didn't want to be contacted by the family. At a news conference with the Cleveland Family Center for Missing Children and Adults last week, however, the family said it still has no answers. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation has taken on the case from the Huron County Sheriff's Office. Dean's mother, Caroline Tokar, said at a news conference that the property where they believed Dean was held was never searched. She also said there was a threat when Amanda disappeared that she would have been killed and put in a blue barrel. Sheriff's Office records show that Dean was a victim of domestic violence, and she told a friend in a text she feared for her life. "I'm stuck in hell until the devil kills me," she texted just weeks before she disappeared. The person she referred to in that text was not interviewed by police at the time of the disappearance, and it's not known if the OSBI has contacted them. Anyone with information is asked to call the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, 1-855-BCI, Ohio. Callers can remain anonymous. That's bizarre that they told her she was safe. That's crazy. Okay, so let's go to Anna Walshe. Okay. So Bryan Walshe was arraigned on murder charges in the disappearance of Anna Walshe. Bryan, who has already been charged with misleading investigators in the search for the mother of 3, was arraigned in court Wednesday on charges of murder and improper transport of a body. Trying to get his, hang on. Let me get Anna's picture up. Okay, 1 second, so we know who we're talking about. Okay. All right. Chrisley's went to jail today, too. Anna Walshe, 39, was last seen more than 2 weeks ago on New Year's Day and was reported missing by her employer. A few days later, body's never been found. Brian Walshe, 47, was escorted just after 8 a.m. into Quincy District Court to be arraigned on the new charges, and he entered a not guilty plea. And he was still being held without bail. During his murder arraignment, Norfolk Assistant District Attorney Lynn Beland outlined a series of grisly Google searches allegedly conducted by Brian Walshe on his son's iPad and on his own cell phone in the days after the woman's disappearance that included queries about disposing of a body, dismembering a body, body decomposition, how to mask the smell of a decomposing body, and how to clean up blood. It is believed that Brian Walshe dismembered Anna Walshe and discarded of her body. Prosecutors allege that Brian Walshe dumped bags containing his wife's body and other evidence in several dumpsters, including in Abington, where he was captured on surveillance. He walks to the dumpster carrying a garbage bag. He's leaning. It appears to be heavy as he appears to heave it up into the dumpster. Hoist it up into the dumpster, sorry. Beland said it's believed that Anna Walsh's remains ended up at multiple transfer stations across eastern Massachusetts, and some were destroyed or incinerated before investigators searched those sites. But multiple plastic bags containing DNA and other evidence was located in a dumpster from Swampscott and searched at a Peabody transfer station. However, investigators did secure and search the dumpsters from the defendant's mother's complex, and once again, it was searched at a transfer station in Peabody. Investigators recovered 10 trash bags. Many of these contain stains consistent with blood. In fact, a lot among the items secured were towels, rags, slippers, tape, pillows, cleaning agents, carpets, and rugs. Beland said Anna Walsh's DNA was also found on a Tyvek suit that Brian Walshe was seen purchasing at a local Home Depot after her disappearance. Anna Walsh's COVID-19 vaccination card, the clothes she was last seen wearing, a necklace she was known to wear, a hacksaw, and a hatchet were also located at the site. On December 27th, the defendant Googled, "What's the best state to divorce for a man?" Rather than divorce, it is believed that Brian Walshe dismembered Anna Walshe and discarded of her body, the prosecutor said. And I quote her saying, "I am not going to comment on the evidence, first, because I'm going to try this case in the court and not in the media. Second, because I haven't been provided with any evidence by the prosecution." Excuse me, this is the defense attorney. In my experience, whereas here the prosecution leaks so-called evidence to the press before they provide it to me, their case isn't that strong. When they have a strong case, they give me everything as soon as possible, defense attorney Tracy Minor said in a written statement. "We shall see what they have and what evidence is admissible in court, where this case will ultimately be decided." Okay. Let's see. I think that's it on that. And I don't see that the affidavit has been released yet on that, but when it is, we'll go through the affidavit. Okay. So now, let's go to the search warrant that has been released, which is this one. That we saw, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just in case you missed it, I read the entire thing in the video before this, so if you missed it, you can go back, because I've read it word for word. We're just going to look at the very last part of it to see what was seized out of his apartment. And where are the search warrants from Pennsylvania is what I want to know. So all of the following things were items that were seized from Bryan Kohberger's residence at WSU. One, They say nitrite, but I'm sure they mean nitrile type black glove. 1 Walmart receipt with 1 Dickies tag. And if you're not from this country or you're not familiar with the Dickies brand, it's a brand of clothing. They make a lot of work clothing or, heavy duty kind of clothing for men. And I believe they have women's as well. 2 Marshall's receipts. If you're not familiar with Marshall's, it's a discount store. Marshall's sells clothing, and they sell home goods and stuff like that, shoes, which could be where he got these Van shoes that they haven't recovered if they're indeed his. The dust container from Abyssal Power Force vacuum. 8 possible hair strands. 1 Fire TV stick with cord and plug. 1 possible animal hair strand. 1 possible hair. 1 possible hair. 1 possible hair. 1 possible hair strand. 1 computer tower. 1 collection of a dark red spot collected without testing. 2 cuttings from an uncased pillow of reddish brown stain. Larger stain was tested. And then C, 2 top and bottom of mattress cover packaged separately, both labeled C, multiple stains, 1 tested. That's what there was there. Now I just want to go to something over here, and I can't see the chat, so if you're asking me questions, please don't get offended and say no, not answering me or something. I can't see the chat. I'm here looking stuff up. Okay, let me see here. I want to see what the comments on these items here are. Let's see. Someone said, let's see. For being a criminal major, he certainly left a lot of clues. What could he possibly have on the Fire TV stick? If you have it, can you enlighten the rest of us what the cops could find on it? Unless it didn't belong to him, he took it from the crime scene. Enlighten me. I'm confused. And some of the things are the search warrant requested the police to take any external hard drives. That's what a Fire Stick is. It can contain email addresses, apps, passwords, etc. Someone said, I don't think a Fire Stick is exactly a hard drive. I'm assuming they can access it. I'm assuming they can access sign-ins to streaming accounts. Like I said, I've never used one, so I don't know if you can research the web on it or store pictures on it. It's like someone taking your Roku or your Apple TV. I don't get it. Someone said the Fire Stick plugs into your TV by a USB port. It is an external hard drive. You can browse the internet on it and use social media. It also stores passwords and emails. Okay. Someone said, no, you cannot. I just watched a tutorial from Amazon, and you cannot search the web on it. You can do that from a Fire tablet, not the Fire Stick. Social media, what social media can you access on it? TikTok? I'm sorry, but I think you're confusing it with a Fire tablet. Someone said, it's slow and it's glitchy, but it definitely works. And they put a video of them searching the internet from the Fire Stick. Someone said, thanks, but someone explained it to be third-party app browsing thing to me 2 hours ago. If you click back, you'll find it. Okay, someone said it is a native Amazon app called Amazon Silk, not third-party. It's on Fire tablets, it's on Fire TVs, etc. as well. Sorry you have to keep hearing how wrong your comment was. Maybe if you didn't double down on the biatchiness and wrongness, people wouldn't keep replying. Take care. Person says, LOL, do you realize the main people in this thread being obnoxious never mentioned the Silk browser, right? They all said it was a third-party app. So yeah, when I first asked the question, I doubled down because people were very obviously making this shite up. But go F. And then a racial slur. Okay. You all in the comments saying, if he is the killer, so his DNA magically showed up on a quadruple homicide. Come on, people, wake up. Also, did everyone forget they found one single black glove at the crime scene and now they've recovered the other one? When did they say that? When did they say that? When did they say that? When did they say they recovered one black glove at the crime scene? Because I didn't read that in the affidavit. Did you watch that on TikTok? Movie Junkie? Okay. How does he have the victim's blood, possibly on his bed, or could this relate to another crime? Oh boy. Let's see. Someone said, I'm not sure who posted the video of finding a glove behind the house of the murdered students. Did you hear of that? I'm wondering if the glove they recovered matched the glove shown in the video. Oh my gosh. That was a YouTube creator. Oh my gosh, you guys. And I don't think that was a nitrile glove either. Hoping his car gave up evidence because not having much faith in what they took from the apartment, and can we ask, WTF was up with sealing this? I've seen nothing out of the 49 pages that would harm someone. Well, maybe you were listening to the former FBI agent who tried to create clickbait, that something that she's never seen before, and created all that clickbait and now says, oh no, something's missing, and creating more conspiracy. Maybe you're watching her. You all remember the one black glove someone found in front of the house? Oh, really? Ooh. Was that even a nitrile glove? Did they say anything about that glove? No, they didn't. Oh boy. The larger stain tested could very well mean it screened positive for blood. If it screened negative, why still collect it? If you were intending to collect regardless of screening result, why would you even bother screening it? That's something. Why are 8 strands of hair and the other singular hair strands in separate entries? Someone said, I think saying strand includes the full hair root and the other one is like a broken off piece of hair. Some good guesses in the replies. I think the answer is we don't know. Either different hair colors or from different spots in his apartment is my guess. Possibly from a different location, some found together, some found alone. My guess, from different spots in the apartment, potentially different types, different DNA. They wouldn't have the DNA page. Let's see. Interesting, yet sadly none of this seems damning, at least in this context. Still interesting to learn more. Wasn't expecting anything with the gag order in place, but understood it's not in place in Washington. No, that's not what this is about. The gag order is not on legal documents coming out. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even. His car looked pretty dirty from traveling across country. You have to think he was cleaning it from that and did the cleaning up from the murders the very next day. What? Pillow might just be from a past nosebleed while he was in bed. Would he really take a pillow to the crime scene? Could also be that he went home and napped. Some of the victim's blood transfer. Yeah, okay. What does it mean when they say collected without testing versus larger stain tested? Does that mean they're going to test it, just haven't yet? Oh my gosh. The Dickies tag, do you think it could have been from a coverall? It would explain why he didn't have the sheath on his belt, because the coveralls don't have belt loops. Could explain how he dropped it. Yep, Dickies does make coveralls. We've already checked that. And then if they have the tag and it says coveralls and he can't produce the coveralls, that could be damning. Could be the dog hair from Buddy, the poor Poochie who was skinned alive a few weeks. No, that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, and it wasn't a few weeks ago. I believe it was over a year ago. Still no knife yet or receipt of where it may have been purchased. They spelled nitrile incorrectly. Yes, we're aware of that. I hope he didn't have his front seats and floor completely covered in a tarp or plastic. He should have dumped his bloody items at a nearby clinic's dumpster or someone's trash on the way home. He could have. Or maybe he buried or burned it all. So maybe the other glove. Oh my gosh, these people with this freaking other glove. This is so sick. The cuttings from the pillows. They didn't even say the freaking glove was used. Didn't say it had blood on it. It's probably a brand new glove. There's no way he's gone to bed dripping in their blood, so this is strange. I'd be more interested in what's on his computer. Dickie's tag, potential clothing, now binned. Receipts with the clothing would be an odd thing to have. If it was his pillow, it wouldn't have spatter. They didn't say it was spatter, hon. They didn't say it was spatter on the pillow. Go read it again. Let's see. Someone said, I bet the Walmart and Marshall's receipts were for purchases of black clothes and possibly the Van shoes. I think about the Van shoes and maybe some of the black clothes, but I think he might have gotten coveralls from Dickies. Interesting, though. I would have expected more. Not sure what else off the top of my head, but what about the shoes? Any Vans, journals, cameras? Is this a complete list? Yes, it's a complete list for the apartment, Suzanne. Bryan bragged about his digital forensics prowess. I'll guarantee you he didn't have a CISP or the skill needed to wipe that computer tower. The police and FBI have military-grade software that can find deleted docs. He is probably toast. How, after all this time he had after the murders, did he not see these stains? I can't wait to see what is in the computer, and wouldn't it be crazy if that hair is from Murphy? Did they check floors and walls for hiding spots? Guys like that must have saved that knife somewhere. Any other trophies taken from the crime scene? Neighbor said BK heard moving furniture around. No, she said vacuuming. How often? Did they check behind appliances? Wall art in the freezer, fridge, and oven? I'm more interested in finding out what all of anything they retrieved, either from the neighbor's garbage after he cleaned the car and from his parents' house. I am too. I apologize in advance. I live in Scotland, but how do we get the details on this case and none on the Delphi case? I'm not meaning to be rude. I'm just interested because there are stark differences. Let's see. Opinion after viewing this, alleged suspect should plead guilty and concentrate on getting out of possible state-sanctioned death penalty. He had a 7-week head start between dates of homicide and executed search warrant. Is that all that was left after 7 weeks, after him cleaning it all up? Or why didn't he get rid of it all, anxiously waiting for the preliminary hearing? Why would he have 8 possible hair strands in his home? He didn't wash the clothes. Or these were all of the friends, where other friends come over? No. It's posted on the actual page of the release document. I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. I don't know what she's talking about. Regarding the red stains, I've seen on the first 48 how they can spray something which shows blood stains not visible to the naked eye. He may have thought he cleaned up the blood, but they showed up with that chemical. The dust container from the Bissell is something. Wow, they got quite the treasure there. We shall be hopeful. Might have hair of the victims in it, someone said. An Amazon Fire Stick? Must have something to do with time. It really is unfortunate the search was so long after the crime. He had a lot of time to clean up and dispose of evidence. Crossing my fingers, just one little hair was found and matched something, anything. This is just at his apartment in Pullman. I'm sure he took most of his electronics to PA since he planned on being there for a little. Seems inconceivable that Kaylee's dog hair could be there 6+ weeks after the fact. If this were a... so I'm trying... Sorry, I'm choking on something. This is really a daft question, but just so I'm clear, I presume that the pillow cuttings were cut by the investigators with the search warrant rather than it meaning that they already had cuttings there in his apartment. No, Carol, it means that they cut it and put it into evidence. Wasn't the warrant supposed to be sealed until March 1st? Is there any information why it was unsealed now? No. Let's see. Somebody said wait until they see his streaming history. We already know he can't shave. Okay, so let's see what else we have over here. I'm trying to see something here with... Okay, go. What's over here going on in here? 'Cause that's just... Okay. Okay, somebody said, okay, I have to ask, do you think he went home and slept in the blood? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this post. Joking? Oh, gosh. No, he most likely dumped the weapon, clothes, changed, and came back home. Blood may have followed, as that much is impossible to get rid of. Someone said he took all the evidence to one of his neighbors. Then after he took out the trash, he came back to the house, and then that he unalived those 4 innocent people. So my thought is that he left and went home and showered and changed, but that then didn't he leave the weapon? What? That's crazy. That doesn't even make sense. Evidence to his neighbor. Someone said that's what I heard in the video. Yeah, you know, you have to get the right information. That's in Pennsylvania. This is scary. Okay, you're talking about when he was back in PA. Oh, well, I must have misunderstood. You must have. Let's see. That's what I was thinking. Why else would he have blood on his pillows unless it's totally unrelated and he had a pimple bleed or something? He seems to cut himself shaving based on that last court picture. It could just be his own blood. Yeah, definitely has never shaved correctly. Somebody said lonely Bryan Kohberger arrived in the Moscow area in June and encountered Kaylee somewhere and was attracted to her. At a later point in time, he asked her out in an awkward manner, but her response was no. Who is this guy making up this story here? Okay, yeah, that's okay. Go write some fiction somewhere. Let's see. Somebody said, hi all, I've been here since the very early days. I'm actually the therapist from New York who posted my theory anonymously way before we even heard the name Bryan Kohberger. I'm eternally grateful and relieved we have him in custody, but since the arrest, I've been saddened that the focus seems to have shifted to his life story rather than keeping the memory of Kaylee, Maddie, Zaina, and Ethan going strong. Okay. Okay, so apparently the vet, who's the vet, lives 7 miles from Bryan, and there are reports from family and friends that they hung out together. What? Who is the vet? I'm following a subreddit, and people are saying the vet drove a white Elantra also, so I Googled it, and there are several YouTube... Oh, God, out of here. These people. I've seen many interviews now where friends were saying they knew about the murders at 10 a.m. and even family was called. You've seen many interviews? Really, Jessica? Where would they be? And even family was called by people before finding out from the police for for the call to come at 11:58. Did no one else think to call the police? I'm still finding this very strange. What's everyone's thoughts? And my thoughts and prayers are with Dylan. I understand the shock, and she would be going through a hard time, but my thoughts are, what's everyone else's excuse for not calling? Someone said, this is absolutely not true. Exactly. No one ever said 10 a.m. in any interview. The only time that was ever mentioned in any interview by anyone was when Kaylee's mom stated she got a call around 1-ish. These people just because you haven't seen the mother with kids that live there doesn't mean you know more than her. Her kids knew by 10. What the heck? They're taking it from a YouTube video. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So now people are just putting in the timeline for some crazy reason. Oh, good job. Good job spreading misinformation, YouTubers. Yeah, I saw that video, and our kids don't even go to the school. They go to, oh, wow. People want to believe everything except the facts. LOL. Wow. This woman claims her daughter knows somebody. If you want to believe that lady, that's fine. But it isn't cutting it for me until I hear it from a reliable source. Wow. This is crazy. People are more willing to believe these crazy conspiracies than to believe the facts. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is crazy. Apparently the first calls Dylan made were to Ethan's brother and sister, who then came to the house. If someone called and told me my brother was hurt, I would call 911 before I even go to the house. This reminds me of a horror movie where the audience is screaming, call 911, but no one ever does. That mother was not knowledgeable, just really listened to the whole interview. There's zero proof she did anything more than just repeat every theory on 4chan and Reddit. Of course. It's crazy.
Carolyn, I did a little bit of research about who found the glove. Do you know who found it?
Yeah, I know who found it. Please don't say
Oh.
his name, because I know who found it. It's a YouTuber.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very suspicious. And I don't think it was a nitrile glove that he found. Was it?
I'll look it up.
And nobody knows about it, and it seems like one of those suspicious TikTok things, and I believe he's already been called out on that. So I'm not even might be part of, okay, now I'm back to the chat, guys. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. You think the river by Albertsons, but as numb as he was using his own car and taking his phone, who knows? Dickies makes full body suits to wear over your clothes as well. Yes, I know that. I saw that and I posted, I think I posted a picture of it. Curious what he bought. Maybe took off whatever he got. Yeah, I think he did. I think he got coveralls or some kind of a thing, maybe, and that's like this. Hold on. Come on. So Dickies makes several types of coveralls. All kinds of different types of coveralls, men, women. Okay. And they are sold in Walmart. Dickies is a brand that Walmart sells. And so, yes, very possibly he could have put a tarp down, wore something like this, took it off, threw everything away. He had an extra half an hour. Actually, it's only like 13 minutes, 10 to 13 minutes to get home, so he had more than that. He had about an extra 45 minutes that he took to go home. Okay, and let's see. That would mean he would never be able to retrieve it. Don't think so. They don't all want a trophy. I thought they found a glove in the house. They did. They found one nitrile glove, the search warrant, but they don't say that it was used. I think if it was used, they would say it has red-brown stains on it, it's being tested. They just say one nitrile type black glove. There is nothing in the arrest affidavit or anything about a glove, especially no DNA on the glove there was ever mentioned. A lot of people feel that is completely bogus and totally made up. And I'm sorry, I'm going to agree with that because it's never been mentioned by the police. And it's only been mentioned by a YouTuber.
But interestingly, he didn't know what kind of glove would be found at the apartment. And they are set, because this was way before.
What do you mean they are a set? A nitrile glove? I have nitrile gloves here too. They could be a set. They're made for either hand, so you wouldn't. They're not a set that way. A black nitrile glove is a black nitrile glove.
Okay.
Right? Does it say that it's a nitrile glove?
That they found. You just read it. That's why.
No, here in the house is a nitrile glove.
Oh, it doesn't say what kind of glove was found outside the house.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
No.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Who's saying they're a set? Who's just a YouTuber?
No, when you just said a nitrile glove was found at the scene.
Oh no, I didn't say that. I said that some YouTuber a while back, days after, tried to say that he found a black glove at the scene, but YouTubers are notorious for planting stuff and finding it. I have never heard the police mention anything about it. They have not mentioned anything about any kind of DNA coming back that anybody, that it matched anything. They have not mentioned any glove found at the crime scene.
And it's
It's
not in
only-
the affidavit either.
No, it's only mentioned by a YouTuber. Just like the TikTok crap. And I call BS on it, so. But it's already going around like wildfire because I guess this so-called YouTuber is going around telling everyone. And that, now I know why this other person came into my chat trying to say that. What is this, Corinne? I was reading some Twitter comments, Corinne. Wonder what his apartment video. It could have been even dropped there by the police. Exactly, because they would have been wearing those nitrile gloves. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Yeah, but there's a, Oliver, there's a Walmart receipt with a Dickies tag that they have, so, yeah. Let me see. I don't see any water close by. Close by to where? Not a single belt on any of those to attach a sheath to. Yeah, I don't think they pulled it off a belt. I don't think he had it on a belt. I really don't. I think he just used it to cover the knife. He might have had it in his pocket in the sheath. I think he got rid of the knife and clothing that night. I think he got rid of the knife and clothing that night too as well. You know, whatever he took from the parents' house was in the car on the trip over, unless he shipped things back. We know whatever they took from the parents' house was in the car on the trip over, unless he shipped things back. Oh, was in the car, yeah. Let's see. They make pants with large pockets. I don't think they'll find the knife either. Let's see. So I'm going to watch her other video. Yeah, watch the other video. I'm just reading some comments because I keep being amazed by people that would rather believe lies than the truth. Like, how would they miss the glove at the house, right?
Yeah, he probably heard.
And
that
it
someone
wasn't
got
even near
glove.
the house, this glove, where it was found. If it was found like outside the house. It could have been from any officer at the house with a glove. It could have easily even fallen out of someone's car. They had so many people with gloves on in that house processing that scene that, yeah, that it's way more likely that that glove, if it was a nitrile glove found at around the scene, it blew away out of some trash or away. It's windy, it's cold. There's so many ways that glove could be there. But some random YouTuber just shows up there and then, oh my gosh, finds a glove, right?
And Brian probably heard that kind of a glove was found, and if he had the other one, he would probably have got rid of it.
Right. So ridiculous, but people remember that. And I don't know if this YouTuber's going around like touting himself for this thing, but it has to. I mean, there's so many people, they don't remember any facts, but they remember the lies. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. What else? Let's see, Corrine, oh yeah, the attorney has a history of finding corrupt cop actions in Ohio. Never thought he might plant a glove. Yes, cops can be dirty, so ex-cops can too. Just never thought he might plant a glove. Something to think about. There's people that are planting all kinds of stuff, especially on TikTok and everything. There's questionable stuff going around like crazy. You really can't trust much. Let's see. It snowed the next day as well. He found it days later. Yeah, I realized that. And there was nothing. Okay, if that glove indeed had something, It would be in the arrest affidavit, the way the knife sheath was. Oh, and a glove just happened to be found at the scene that also matched the DNA from the knife sheath, right? Yeah. We didn't hear that, right? No. So ridiculous. Such ridiculous crap. It's so easy if you just want to dispute crap. You put a headline. It's so easy. I can't do that kind of crap. But it's so easy if you have no morals to churn out stuff like that. Spin lies. It's crazy. The apartment was in Washington, apartment search. Yeah, I want to hear what they took out. I want to know when the Pennsylvania search warrants are going to be unsealed, because I think they've got a lot of interesting stuff. Well, they've probably got a laptop. They might even have a tablet. They might have, I don't know, his backpack, a laptop case, maybe notebooks, maybe stuff like that. They probably also took the family computer if there was one, and I don't know what was left in the car, but what was in the trash, I couldn't, and all that. I'd really want to see that. But I don't see it being released yet. I tried to check, because that'll be released in Pennsylvania. There were 3 different search warrants, one for the DNA, one for the car, and one for the parents' house. What, Sassy? We already had the auction, Sassy. This is true crime now. He's not a random YouTuber. So it may or may not be something. Oh, okay. He is a random YouTuber. Sorry to say so. And when they say it may or may not be something, that's just a cop-out. There's a lot of people that have abused a lot of victims' families, and they go like this: oh, this may or may not be something, you decide. I've seen the families that have been hurt by this kind of stuff, Danielle, Faith Love. I've seen it firsthand, okay? And it's continuing to happen by people just like that. This may or may not be something, you decide. Yeah, firsthand. And it's still going on. So, no. Sorry. We'll have to agree to disagree on this one. Let's see. Murders. Oh, let's see what we've got here. Let me check one thing here. Grayson, so if you would like to call in, you can let me know. I'm going to check the email. I'm going to put the panel up here. Okay. Let's see. Hi, what's in a name? Is it the same YouTuber person outside the laundry's house? No, that's a different one. Yeah, you know me. What's in a name? I always stick to the facts. Let's see. Who do we lose? Hold on, I'm gonna go shut my other camera over there so it doesn't run out and put it on the charger. Be right there, guys. I don't know why my picture is not showing up. Oh, I don't know. I'm back. Okay, here we go. Hi, farm wife. So let's see what's new regarding this. Okay, so somebody's saying that that rap song, I don't know where they have the lyrics. You're not my equal, you are evil, but I'm devil. I'm a blank. I have no opinion. I have no emotion. I have nothing. Can you relate? That's all in this post on the Tappa Talk that we read through. Let's see, all doc shows. Okay. I just don't know when they're going to release the Pennsylvania search warrants. Yeah. I can't say when. Maybe tomorrow. Who knows? They could be. Since you're never going to know until they're done. I don't know. I was just stating. It's okay, Danielle. It's okay. I know a lot firsthand of a lot of things that these so-called YouTubers have done to families. One famous thing that they love to do is to put something out there with a headline, to say it like a thing, and then go, I don't know, you decide. Been going on for a long, long time. But it's all right. Use all the monitors to monitor the chat. I don't know. So, what do you think about what happened to my panel here? I'm gonna put people in the waiting room. Can't put people in the
I'm
waiting.
here.
Oh, I know you are, Al. I was gonna put some people in the waiting room that might have fallen asleep.
I'm here.
Here.
Okay, because it looks okay. If the dog hair is Murphy, and they can find evidence from the victims, it's great for the prosecution. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's ways they can try to explain that away. I think I hope he has some stuff on that computer. Right, exactly what Grayson's saying. You may not be able to put that dog hair to a specific dog. You could put it maybe to the breed of dog or something like that. We were reading about that earlier. So I don't know.
Being a criminology student, don't you think he would not go on his computer because he knows it could be traced?
Yeah, but I don't know. He's made some other things going on. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe if he is along those lines that he wanted to be caught, maybe, I don't know. I don't know anymore. I really don't. Everything is so crazy. Maybe he put those blood stains there to trick people. Why would he leave a pillowcase uncovered with blood stains on it out there? Like, okay, maybe it was his pillow, maybe he had a nosebleed, whatever. But could he just be, I don't know, screwing with people? Exactly, Barb. Even if there's one dog hair there, if it ends up being one dog hair, they're going to say, look, you guys were traipsing all over the place. You probably brought that in there. How do we know that? They can leave some reasonable doubt there. Look at O.J. Simpson, right? And the glove. And Mark Furman. There's a lot the defense can do with such a little bit of evidence like that. You learned a lot about DNA from Grayson. Should be an expert. Do you want to call in, Grayson? Took the pillowcase home for his mom to wash. Yeah, I think he'd be more concerned with the whole pillow and just get rid of it. He could have also taken some stuff and got rid of it along that ride home in various dumpsters and rest stops and stuff like that. Could be all the way. It's not possible to identify hairs to a specific animal. Exactly. Denise, Faith Love, exactly.
Weren't the police following him at that point, though?
No.
Tracking
no.
him?
Mm-mm.
On his drive from...
Well, they were not following him. They knew of the suspect, but they weren't following him. They know of a license plate reader that picked him up in Loma, Colorado. And those 2 traffic stops, but those were not Intentionally done. Yeah, you can call in and talk to us. I can give you a number. If you email me, Grayson, you can call in and talk to us.
I'll put the email in chat for you. It's Carolyn@truecrimechat.org.
You don't have to appear on camera. You can just.
Yeah, and we just use Zoom. It's very easy. Just you can keep your camera off. You don't even have to have a picture on there.
It's easy. Yeah, Mike can do it, right? Mike, it's easy. I might do it another night when I have a list for the panel to provide input. When you have a list, you don't need a list.
Yeah, just come up and be yourself. You know, it's not formal in any way. We're just talking about the case. Feel free to come up.
It is not working for me. Email. Yes, it will. It'll post it up. Watch. Keep watching. Nightbot will post it up. There it goes. Please. Hold on. That's not the one. That's not the one. Well, I'm in top chat anyway. Why am I in top chat? I need to be in live chat. Make sure you're in live chat, Grayson, so
I'm
that
thinking
you
about that
see
taking
everyone.
picture. I'm getting more yogurt. I booked it, Sharon, by the way. It's all booked.
They said that Utah man who killed his family, that he had previously tried to choke one of his daughters. Yeah, it says his eldest daughter, Macy, then 14, told police in a 2020 interview that her father had been assaultive with her many times. She repeatedly said she was very afraid he was going to keep her from breathing and kill her. The child also allegedly told police her father's abuse started in 2017. She said those assaults involved various incidents of choking and shaking. In a 2020 police interview following the alleged abuse, the father claimed that he had not attacked Macy. He did say she was mouthy, however, and admitted he'd grown upset with the teen per reports. He also allegedly admitted to police that he confiscated his wife's, Tasha's, cell phone and iPad so he could monitor her text messages. He was hoping to track whether she was complaining about anything occurring within the household. Tasha did not file charges against her husband for any of these incidents, though she reportedly told authorities she hoped being questioned by the police would be a wake-up call for him.
When did she report it to the police that he was shaking her and
In 2020.
so why weren't the children taken away from him?
Well, they said in a statement released Tuesday night, Enoch City officials say the 2020 investigation did not meet needed requirements to move ahead with prosecution against hate. This release has resulted in inquiries as to policy and procedures adhered to by law enforcement in connection with these incidents. The statement reads in part, the Enoch City Police Department takes each report of child abuse and domestic violence seriously and thoroughly investigates each and every allegation reported. The Iron County Attorney's Office said in a statement on Tuesday that while their official had been contacted in 2020, they determined there was insufficient evidence to pursue charges. This conclusion was likely based on an inability to prove each element of the offenses beyond reasonable doubt and or statute of limitation barriers. January 4th, please. Okay. Yeah.
Aren't they just supposed to believe the victim?
Yeah, I don't know. 2 weeks before the shooting, Tasha had filed for divorce from her husband, but the Enoch mayor, Jeffrey Chestnut, claimed it was too early for investigators to determine that was the motive. Let's see. Just days ago, okay. Yeah, but then they can also say that there are some parents that groom their kids to file false reports, especially during divorce and custody battles, to say that one parent is abusing them. So if they don't check out allegations, then, what happens then, right? So it's,
Right.
yeah, they can't just
Right.
do that. Yeah, I don't know. No, I see 2 comments from you and 1 from Margot. I blocked. Oh, that's why you're not seeing it. He puts the yeah. You blocked him. You can't block Nightbot because now you can't get the email.
You want me to put it in?
Well, I'll just put it in chat for you. I don't know. You have to go into your settings to unblock.
Get more yogurt.
Ah.
Like this is happening. Just a little.
Okay. And I don't have any of that yogurt.
You don't?
I don't know when I can get it again either. I don't know when I'm going to be going out again either.
It's not your
Tomorrow's
store.
Thursday. I have another appointment.
That's today.
and
You'll
then
get it.
Today's Thursday, but then but I don't have any stores around me that sell that. I don't think.
Go
I
to
have to
Walmart.
go I have to go yeah, I know, but that's like 30 minutes away, and I might have a basketball game tomorrow night. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know. I'll see what's going on.
my kids are supposed to come tomorrow. I hope they do. We're supposed to get snow.
Wait, what's supposed to come tomorrow?
My couches.
No.
Couches.
Oh.
That I ordered. Remember? I ordered them like a couple months ago. They're just coming. They're on back order. Okay, I'll be quiet. Sorry.
It's okay. I want to see your couch.
Okay. Here anyway.
Color.
Do you see it now, Grayson?
What color are they?
They're black, but I have some nice, beautiful red covers. I was gonna get brown, but everything else is brown, and I didn't want too much brown.
So, I don't know.
Get gray, maybe.
Lots of crazy stuff going on.
We're gonna get in trouble. We have to be quiet.
I know, she's gonna send
You can still support. Yeah. Grayson, did you see that? I don't know if Grayson is seeing that. I don't know. Can you see that above your name?
See, right above your name, it says Carolyn at truecrimechat.org. And I'm putting in it again. My name's Nicole.
Hey, Foxy and the Boxy, how are you?
Carolyn is Mommy Ramblings Vlogs. And there, I think I put that at Carolyn at truecrimechat.org. We would absolutely love to hear from you, and you don't need a list, and it doesn't have to be formal. We're just discussing it.
There was a courtroom brawl that broke out at a Portland murder suspect's arraignment. What's that about? Virginia man indicted on charges after CEO found shot to death. What? A 33-year-old Virginia man has been indicted on murder charges by a grand jury in Fairfax County in the death of a man who was shot 10 times while sleeping next to his wife. They indicted Joshua Danehauer of Arlington, Virginia, as a suspect through analysis of bullet casings found on the scene from the evidence provided at a preliminary hearing. The victim was the CEO of DonorC, a giving platform with the mission to build a global support network for the world's poorest. The organization most recently started the Humanity Fund with the aim of providing relief to the most vulnerable. Let's see, what happened here? What the heck happened here? Let me see. On June 24th, Gret Glyer, 32, was shot and killed in his bed while he slept next to his wife, Heather Glyer. The couple's 2 children were home at the time of the shooting, but neither Heather Glyer nor her children were harmed. Detectives identified Joshua Danehauer of Arlington as the suspect. And so what was his motive? That's really bizarre. Joshua Danehauer allegedly shot and killed Gret Glyer. Police had previously described Danehauer as an acquaintance of the family, but did not comment on the motive of the shooting. Danehauer was a member at the Falls Church Anglican, which the Glyers attended as well. According to a letter sent to the community by Rector Samuel Ferguson, as shocking as Gret's murder has been to our church family, this news further compounds our grief and sorrow. Our hearts are broken, confused, and even angry. Glyer's funeral was held Friday, July 1st at the Falls Church Anglican. Glyer's wife, Heather, issued a statement following Danehauer's arrest. I am grateful to the police and everyone who has worked so hard to make this arrest happen so quickly. I am thankful for the outpouring of support we've received from our church friends, family, the people we haven't even met. Gret was my best friend and an incredible husband and father. He had an amazing heart for helping people who need it most, and I know that his legacy will live on. I know that God is with me and has a plan for my life and for the lives of our children. We would appreciate your prayers. Police said this was the first homicide in Fairfax County since July 2008. Investigators believe Danehauer acted alone, and there are no known threats to the community. Crazy. Delivering. What was he killed delivering? Groceries. Oh, the Chrisleys. They went to jail today. And then Julie Chrisley was reassigned from Florida prison to a federal medical center in Kentucky. They don't know why. And the other guy's in Florida. The Chrisleys, who portrayed themselves as real estate tycoons, gained fame with their USA Network reality show Chrisley Knows Best, which follows the tight-knit, boisterous family. They were found guilty in June of tax evasion and defrauding community banks out of more than $30 million in fraudulent loans, which funded their luxurious lifestyle. Julie Chrisley was additionally convicted of obstruction of justice and wire fraud. So, yeah, the Chrisleys that's Julie. The Chrisleys have built an empire based on a lie that their wealth came from dedication and hard work, prosecutors wrote. The jury's unanimous verdict sets the record straight. Todd and Julie Chrisley are career swindlers who made their living by jumping from one fraud scheme to another, lying to banks, stiffing vendors, and evading taxes at every corner. The Chrisleys spent millions on designer brand clothes, luxury cars, and real estate, including 2 mansions in Nashville, Tennessee, worth, about $9 million. They are appealing their conviction. Yeah, well, they're in prison now. So let's see. Where's the other thing about Chrisley? Oh, admits prison may be my future for a minute, but has faith he and Julie will get justice. Okay, so they reported. In December, the couple who starred on the U.S. reality show Chrisley Knows Best were each told they would have to report to separate prisons. Todd Chrisley, who received a 12-year sentence, reported to federal prison camp Pensacola in Florida, a minimum security prison camp that holds 339 total inmates. Minimum security institutions have dormitory housing, a relatively low staff to inmate ratio, and limited or no perimeter fencing. Some prison facilities have small minimum security camps next to them, also known as satellite prison camps. The inmates there may provide labor to the main facility or go off-site work programs, according to the Prison Bureau. Julie Chrisley, who was sentenced to 7 years, will report to Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky. She was originally ordered to report to the Federal Correctional Institute Mariana, a medium security prison with an adjacent minimum security satellite camp in Mariana, Florida. Kentucky prison is an administrative security federal medical center with an adjacent minimum security satellite camp. These facilities are institutions with special missions such as detention of pretrial offenders, the treatment of inmates with serious or chronic medical problems, or the containment of extremely dangerous, violent, or escape-prone inmates. U.S. Attorney Ryan K. Buchanan said in a June press release following their convictions that the couple conspired to defraud community banks in the Atlanta area of more than $30 million in personal loans prior to the launch of their first television show in 2014. Chrisleys and their former business partner submitted false documents to obtain the loans, and then they spent the money on cars, clothes, real estate, and travel, prosecutors said, and used new loans to pay back the old ones. Following their sentencing, the couple's lawyer said they planned to fight their convictions. The couple asked to delay the start of their prison sentences as they appealed this case, but a judge denied the request. The couple and their family have starred on Chrisley Knows Best and several spin-off shows since 2014. Todd Chrisley has 2 adult children from a previous marriage, and he and Julie Chrisley have 3 children together, 26-year-old Chase Chrisley, 25-year-old Savannah Chrisley, and 16-year-old Grayson Chrisley. They also had custody of their 10-year-old granddaughter, Chloe. So she had a 25-year-old, a 26-year-old, And then a 16-year-old. Okay, so that's great. And that did well. Savannah was taking care of Grayson and Chloe. Savannah, 25-year-old, was taking care of the 16-year-old and the 10-year-old. However, Chloe's biological mother, Angela Johnson, said that she is seeking to regain custody of her daughter. Johnson and Chrisley's oldest son, Kyle, had Chloe in 2012 and eventually lost custody after each facing legal issues. 2012, when he was 16 years old? Okay. Oh, that's good. Wow, Red Hook, New York. That's crazy. Car just found there. Car found by forest rangers. Sparked an investigation. That's interesting. A polar bear kills a woman and boy and chases residents in Alaska. Wow.
Jeez.
I never thought polar bears were, until I really realized they were a really bad danger.
Hungry.
Those seem so nice.
Maybe they were messing with one of their little cubs.
I don't know. Crazy.
You've heard the term mama bear.
What Jodi Arias' life in prison is really like. Wow. Let's see what Jodi Arias. While all murders are horrific in nature, there are those that stand out as exceptionally gruesome. Let's see how Jodi Arias is doing in prison there. In 2008, the victim was brutally stabbed 27 times and then shot in the head by his ex-girlfriend, Jodi Arias. The crime was so shocking, it spawned headlines from media outlets across the nation and made the killer notorious after she was convicted of first-degree murder in 2013. And her infamy only increased after the release of the Lifetime film Jodi Arias' Dirty Little Secret, which soon became the most successful true crime flick on the network. Even after years behind bars, she still receives a decent amount of media attention. This is partly due to the information she releases herself, but also because of the unsettling details that have been made public about the interactions she has had with individuals while she's been locked up. These accounts of others and personal blog posts on top of inmate files all give a view into what her life in prison is really like. After her conviction, she was eventually moved to Perryville Prison in Goodyear, Arizona to serve out her life sentence without the possibility of parole, and one of the most disturbing aspects of this location is the facility is not even an hour away from her victim's hometown of Mesa, Arizona. Let's see. But before the move to her long-term confinement, she was transferred between a few different detention centers within the local prison system, including the Arizona State Prison Complex, the Estrella Jail, and the Maricopa County Jail. It was at the Estrella location that she met her cellmates, Tracy Brown and Donovan Bering, and became friends with the two women until they both realized that it was a mistake to form a close relationship with the convicted killer. Oh, let's see. The first 2 years were some of the worst of Jodi Arias' long sentence. Initially, the convicted felon was held in the maximum custody at Perryville Prison, described the difficult conditions of her new life. Not only was this cell setting rather claustrophobic at 12 by 7 feet, but she was forced to remain there 23 hours a day. She was allowed to see visitors for 2 hours a week, yet the interactions were separated by thick glass. Although she remained at Perryville, she eventually was put into the less restrictive close custody where she could have cellmates again. as well as interact with other prisoners in a group. In the following years, she enjoyed increased freedom and kept busy working at the Lunley Library of her unit. And you can find out more on our website. Arias began the part-time gig as a library aide in 2018, whereas before that, she had the unpleasant task of scrubbing toilets, according to prison records. The new job came with a pay cut of 10 cents, but since she was only making 50 cents an hour, the change definitely appeared worth it. Let's see. She has access to several TV channels and radio stations. She may be physically prohibited from leaving the penitentiary, but her exposure to information from the outside world is not as limited. In her recorded phone call with the rapper Kareem Lefty Williams, that's the one that wrote that song about her, she revealed that she can listen to any FM radio station that she wants, along with a long list of TV channels. The latters include Univision, Freeform, ABC, CBS, PBS, Fox, BET, CNN, TNT, USA, Lifetime, and A&E, along with a station based on Brigham Young University and 2 more for Catholics and Protestants. On top of the regular TV channels, she mentions that she can also view some digital media, but overall access to the internet has restrictions, and she seemed disinterested in these options anyway. However, in recent comments, she does also talk about having her own tablet with a news app installed, so it appears that not everything online is blocked during her incarceration. Let's see. During the many years that she has been spent locked up, her links to the world outside have often been quite solid because of help from friends. One particular connection with Donovan was extremely helpful because in 2013, Bing handled all the numerous posts on Arias' social media accounts. During their interactions, Arias gave specific instructions on exactly what to say and who to communicate with. Let's see. She has received several perks while locked up. Her life has been threatened. She took steps to get married. While Jodi Arias was on trial for the brutal murder of Travis Alexandra, a wealthy art collector named Ben Ernst somehow managed to become smitten with her from afar. Even though he was already dating another woman, they began communicating. As one of his friends said, they quickly became buddies and eventually were talking on the phone about 3 times a week. By 2016, Arias had been convicted, and yet the couple had become so serious that Arias began making plans for their wedding and even a child. But her imprisonment was a major obstacle, so she wrote a letter to her friend, a mitigation specialist, Maria De La Rosa, that said, Ben can't come visit, so here's what he needs to do. If we marry, then he can petition a court to grant us visitation. Ultimately, the marriage didn't happen. Yet, that did not stop her boyfriend from making many visits to see her in the following years. In 2019, the visitors' logs obtained revealed that Ernst still went to see Arias several times a month. Although conjugal visits were prohibited in the Arizona prison system, the visits were likely intimate nonetheless. For some, were several hours long. After her sentencing, her visitor privileges were extremely limited. Not only were the visits non-contact with a glass wall in between them, but she was only allowed to have visitors 2 hours a week with her guests as reported. Okay, so. Most of it going that well with her. Okay, well. Oh, her first meal. Julie Chrisley's first meal behind bars. She'll be feasting on a chicken cheesesteak sandwich during her first evening meal at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington after surrendering on January 17th. Fortunately, if she's not feeling like chowing down on meat, she can choose between salad, pasta salad, carrots, or prison bread rolls to substitute. Okay. Let's see what the Chrisleys say here. They have checked into their separate prisons. And they will be living better. The family patriarch will be living better than his wife when it comes to commissary behind bars, but only if he can cough up the money. The commissary list, which shows Todd will have more snacks, hygiene, clothing, and miscellaneous options, but he'll be forced to pay more, most likely for two reasons, with one being that Julie is stuck in the middle of nowhere. Todd will be enjoying name brands like Tums for heartburn relief, while Julie will only be offered a generic type of antacid. Tums will run him $3.45. That's $1 more than his wife will pay if she needs relief. Todd will also get to snack on well-known cereal brands like Frosted Flakes, Raisin Bran, and Quaker Oatmeal, with prices ranging from $3.05 to $4.45. And Julie will have the option of buying Raisin Bran for $2.35, but her only other choice will be reduced to a cereal called Honey Nut Scooters for $2.70. Todd will also get better chip options, including Fritos, $2.65, nacho cheese Doritos, $2.55, and pork rinds for $1.25. Julie can pick from hot and spicy pork rinds, 75 cents, plain or barbecue chips, $1.25, or tortilla chips, $1.50. See what else they get. When it comes to toothpaste, when it comes to toothpaste, deodorant, or other essential hygiene products, Todd's prison offers more. The Chrisleys can choose between, the father can choose between Degree, Dial, or Right Guard to keep his underarms fresh, but he'll have to shovel out anywhere from $1.35 to $5.30 to keep himself clean. Hopefully Todd is a Colgate fan, because he'll only be able to pick from the brands baking soda toothpaste, $3.85, sensitive toothpaste, $7.20, and mouthwash, $4.85. Todd's shampoo and conditioners range from $2.20 for Suave shampoo and $2.60 for the brand's conditioner. If he has a dandruff breakout, a bottle of Head & Shoulders will cost him $9.75. Julie's deodorant will be limited to Dial, $1.45, Degree, $2.55, or Sure, $2.30, unless she wants to swap out any one of those for Old Spice for $2.70. Surprisingly, she'll be able to pick between Colgate and Crest, and her toothpaste will cost significantly less than her husband's. She can also buy Suave to wash her hair and Head & Shoulders, but a bottle of that will cost her $7.35. If either of them wants to write home, they better have 15 to 30 cents in their account. That's the cost of blue and black ink pens in prison. Julie will have to pay $1.65 for notebook paper, while Todd is stuck spending $2.10 for a legal pad, and that's a lot of toilet scrubbing money. Todd and Julie could make as little as 12 cents per hour or as much as 40 cents per hour on toilet duty, working in food service, and more. The reality star turned inmates were convicted of defrauding banks for $30 million. Yeah. Okay.
How long they there for?
12 years for him, 7 for her.
Mm.
Yep. Yep. John Larroquette confirmed.
Could they get parole?
Oh, you mean could they get out early? And
Federal
Yeah.
prison?
Yeah,
Are they in
probably.
state or federal prison?
Federal.
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 Mhm.
Yeah. Pretty bad. Their 16-year-old she spends the whole 7 years. He'll be 23 when they get out. when she gets out. Be 28 when he gets out.
Those prices are pretty reasonable. And the choices, that's crazy.
But they're only
Yeah,
making
no
12
kidding.
cents per day. And then Jimmy tells me that, oh my gosh, Carol Baskin's husband was found alive. But it's really not the case. She said he's alive there, and various interviews in 2021, and nobody even paid attention to it because it's just a bunch of crap. I don't know why they're bringing it out now. I don't know why.
So is he alive or you know? You don't?
No, I don't think he's alive.
Okay.
They sent him to the Tigers.
I think she's
Long
just-
time ago, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What else is new?
It was an entertaining show. I watched it.
Which one? Tiger King?
Tiger King,
Yeah. Let's see. Courtroom brawl. What happened here? Multnomah County Sheriff's deputies broke up a courtroom fight this week between family members of a homicide victim and the family of the man charged with his killing. Fracas sent Circuit Judge Celia Howes and other judicial staff scurrying from the Justice Center courtroom after two women began screaming at each other during the arraignment of Dana Marie R. What is it? Hack 20, who appeared on the arraignment by video from Avernus Jail, is accused of gunning down 18-year-old Parnell Baden Jr. in a hotel near Portland International Airport on November 17th. It's unclear who was attending the proceedings. Audio obtained by the Oregonian captures an escalating series of taunts, curses, and shouts of a deputy attempting to break up the fight. Chris Liedl, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office, confirmed the disturbance and said medical workers evaluated two people for unspecific injuries. The disturbance did not impact court processes, and arraignments continued when the situation was diffused. A prosecutor can be heard on the audio explaining that Hack's associates had been excluded from the hearing for violating courtroom decorum. Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh, is that true? No, this is not true. Is it? Joel Osteen didn't get divorced, did he? How do they allow, hold on a minute, something on a real site? Did he really? He didn't get divorced. No, that's a lie. That is really bad. That was on a credible news site, and they put faker stuff like that. They allow the advertisement of faker stuff like that on a real news site. And it takes you to another site.
That's crazy. It's like, who do you believe then? Like, it's crazy.
No, because you're on a
people
credible site, and then it
Yeah.
shows you the thing, and it goes, what's this? But then you click on it and it brings you to like a faker site.
Oh, wow. We
So
have
they
to watch
allow advertisement of like fake stuff on a real site.
it. That's wild.
That's sick. Okay. I don't know. Okay, it's 3:10. I'm going to call it for the night because I have to go sit in the massage chair. And let's see. That's what Court TV or News Nation posts tomorrow. Done with investigation finally. What? What are you talking about, Mike? We will know if Alex Baldwin will be charged with anything tomorrow. I think he will be charged with something. Do you? Okay. Had a high school graduate and a high school sophomore. What? What's she talking about? When I got pregnant with my youngest. My daughter just turned 18. What are you guys talking about over here? I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right, so I'll see you guys later. Thank you. You watched Joel when he got his first big. Oh, yeah? I have some books, yeah. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. See what tomorrow brings. I don't know. Maybe the Pennsylvania ones will be released. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Love you guys. God bless. Prayers for all that need, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Hit the like.
Bye.